I also want to thank our sponsors for today, DWF Labs, Mizan, Injective, 1inch, CVVC, Blockchain for Good Alliance, and Hacken, all of whom contributed to the prize pool of today, and they're part of the judging panel. Our media partner, Cointelegraph, who helped spread the word, a very active team. And lastly, our community partners, the Super Team UAE, Web3 TV, College DAO, HackQuest, BWAT, SOC, and Key Difference. All these partners, this would not be possible. We also have great VC present with us from Cypher Capital, New Tribe Capital, Animoca Brands, Further Ventures, Ceres Ventures, and 4Plus Ventures, and also CVVC, who's our partner today. Thank you also for joining us. The MC for today will be my colleague Monica from our Crypto Center. I'd like to hand over and CEO who's going to give the few words of welcome. Please welcome on stage our fearless leader, Ahmed bin Sulaim.
Thank you, Bilal. I have a question for the crowd. How many of you guys are involved in AI? I'm just curious. A user, but aspiring to include it in your business. This is very promising. Bilal, can you confirm? Are we 80 companies? 60, okay. I keep pushing it. Anyways, a very good afternoon to everyone, and thank you all for joining us for our second DMCC Crypto Center and Bybit Hackathon. Before we begin, I'd like to extend my thanks to our partner Bybit and to our valued sponsors, DWF Labs, Mizan Venture, Injective, 1inch, CVVC, Blockchain for Good Alliance, Hacken, and community partners. At DMCC, we understand that platforms like this are far more than they provide an opportunity to turn bold ideas into actionable solutions to industries, address critical global challenges, and transform how we live and work. Last year, we marked a significant milestone with the inaugural DMCC Bybit Hackathon, when we welcomed 10 exceptional teams and witnessed groundbreaking projects in Web3, such as the asset evaluation platform by Hive and the transformative messaging solution by Pravika. We built on last year's success, growing the platform scale and ambition to showcase the rapid evolution and potential of the sector, with projects covering tokenization, AI, knowledge protocols, and centralized infrastructure. This year, we have expanded the number of participants to 15 startups from around the world. We have also increased the prize pool to $160,000, meaning this event continues to be the largest of its kind in the MENA region. Together, we aim to provide actionable, forward-thinking solutions that have the potential to drive the phase of Web3. As highlighted in DMCC's latest Future of Trade report, the global Web3 market is projected to grow at an unprecedented pace, transforming global trade and laying the foundation for a more decentralized future. Before I continue, nobody wants to see a decentralized future more than I do. Most of the developing world's problems stem from being held hostage to a centralized system. It's enough. No one wants this more than I do. And I'm not even in the blockchain business. It is a human right. And those who have benefited from corrupting the centralized system, their days are short and will be numbered, hopefully. This is evident in decentralized finance, or DeFi, which is reshaping markets by increasing accessibility and efficiency to finance. Similarly, blockchain technology is boosting traceability and security in supply chains. The statistics underscore this momentum. Blockchain's value to supply chains is expected to reach nearly $14 billion by 2030. Meanwhile, AI is projected to contribute $15 trillion to the global economy in the same time frame. Dubai, as many of you know, is at the forefront of this innovation. Web3 is a major strategic priority for our leadership, providing institutional frameworks such as the Dubai blockchain strategy and the recent digital economy strategy to foster technological advancement. As a result, we are building an environment and level of support for businesses here that you won't find anywhere else in the world. All of these factors support Dubai's status as one of the world's leading innovation hubs and destinations of choice for Web3 companies. At DMCC, we are proud to play a pivotal role in shaping this transformative journey. Our crypto center, now supporting over 600 members from 75 countries, has become the largest Web3 and blockchain ecosystem in the region. The launch of the DMCC AI Center earlier this year, with over 60 AI and robotic companies, has strengthened our offering, providing an unparalleled platform to drive pragmatic AI solutions at the global level and across industries. Meanwhile, the move of crypto, gaming, and AI centers to Uptown Tower means our members enjoy a fully integrated technology hub with optimized opportunities for collaboration, innovation, and growth. DMCC's commitment to driving the status of Dubai as a leading Web3 hub is bolstered by the strategic partnership we have developed with industry leaders. By working with industry leaders such as Bybit, we are building an unparalleled network and a world-class environment where entrepreneurs can connect and scale rapidly. Our recent partnerships are a testament to this approach, including Cointelegraph, the world's largest Web3 media channel, and our media partner for today, and CVVC, to create an innovation bridge between Dubai and Zug in Switzerland. For those of you who don't know, I was avoiding to fly to Switzerland. My colleague said, "You have to go, Ahmed." I don't want to go. They're going to talk about how to fix the world, why they land in private jets. I was influenced by the media. I'm sorry. Then I said, "Give me one good reason." I had no idea about the reason. They said, "Well, we're signing with CV Labs to create a crypto center." I'm like, "God damn it, that's a good reason." And it was the only thing I went to do. My access only gave me to that one building. And the community from Dubai, who had 3-4 days with so many stuff, they said, "You just went, did this one thing and left," and that took over the news in the UAE. I've also had comments from people in Brussels and Europe who said, "Ahmed, you think people will welcome blockchain, crypto, and all this? They won't allow it." I answered back, "Well, I'm not the US Reserve. I don't care about the euro. I really don't care. We're not in the room when these decisions are made. The world is the one that gets the short end of the stick." So I'm really looking forward for Bitcoin and other solutions to take off. So I love seeing you guys here. I'm on your side. I'm on having options. These have amplified our global reach and influence. Ladies and gentlemen, this hackathon is proof of power of collaboration. The ideas and technological solutions on offer today are at the cutting edge of Web3, driving a lasting impact for the future of the industry. I wish all the participants the best of luck. I look forward to seeing the groundbreaking solutions that will emerge from today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahmed, and good afternoon, everyone. A warm welcome to today's hackathon. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Monica, and I'm from the DMCC Crypto Center team. I'm truly honored to be your host today for the event. We're thrilled to see all of you here at the Uptown Tower in Dubai, which is also the new headquarters of the DMCC and the new home of DMCC Crypto Center, Gaming Center, and AI Center. This competition has been organized by the DMCC Crypto Center, the largest Web3 hub with over 600 registered members, and Bybit, one of the world's top crypto exchanges with 20 million users worldwide. Now let's hear from our co-organizer, Bybit. Please join me in welcoming Helen, the CEO of Bybit, to share a few words with us.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Hello, Ahmed. And then hello, my friends, Bilal, and then Zahir. So let me introduce myself. My name is Helen. I'm the COO and then the partner of Bybit. I'm based in Dubai. I have been a Dubai citizen for 2 years. Okay, so actually from Bybit, we come to Dubai with the invitation from Vara. So 2 years ago, right? So then since then we start to seek for the license. And now we have got the full license from Vara, so which is very good news, which also proved a very good move to the UAE for us. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I think, so once we are in Dubai, actually I met my friend, which is Bilal, and then Zahir, almost the first day. So I think with them together, we start to discuss what Bybit can do for Dubai and UAE in terms of blockchain. So then, of course, here we have the very good crypto hub from DMCC. So it was the time we agreed that from Bybit, we can support 15 founders, okay, from crypto hub. It was from last year. So I think from the past year till now, this is our second year working together. And then we run 2 hackathons together. We did last year and this round as well. So I think along the way, actually, we are very honored to be the partner of DMCC and then to support all the hackathons and then the crypto hub. So from this year, we got promoted, thanks to Bilal and then Zahir. We got promoted to be the advisor of Crypto Hub. So it's a great honor for us. We will do even more to DMCC and then to blockchain. So a little bit about myself. Actually, I'm a true believer of crypto. I think back to what Ahmed just now mentioned, the reason why we pick blockchain, actually, we believe blockchain make people equal. So a lot of service, a lot of maybe access you don't find in the real world, actually blockchain can provide it you, and then it can be equal. It is also anonymous. It's real and anonymous. So that is something we want to provide from a human rights perspective. And as a Bybit, we also sponsored one initiative, which is a nonprofit organization called the BGA. BGA means Blockchain for Good. So we started for a year, and so far we have got quite a few good, very decent projects to support. For example, one of the projects actually is, I think it's a blockchain app, which is a lending platform. Actually, the people who can deposit on this platform, and then on the other side, the borrower actually are the Mexican the coffee bean farmers. So these farmers actually they take the loan from this platform, and then without any interest, so they return the loan by the end of the year with the yield. So that is how blockchain is helping people. We have quite a few very decent projects like that. And then BGA is supporting that as well. We always see actually why we come into blockchain. Eventually, we want blockchain to solve the problem in the real world. So that is why we are here together. Again, I think thanks to all the hackathon participants, thanks for all the hard work in the past days. I heard you didn't sleep for the past 4 days. So I hope you are the winner today, and then you can celebrate and then have a very good deserved sleep. Thank you all.
Thank you, Helen. Today, we'll witness 15 remarkable projects from our second hackathon organized between the Crypto Center and the Bybit Exchange as they pitch their innovative solutions. A total of 160 USDT will be awarded to the top 5 solutions based on our judging criteria. These prizes go beyond financial support, providing access to crucial resources that will help our winning startups scale their innovative solutions and make a real impact on the Web3 ecosystem. Here's how the Web3 prize pool will be distributed. The first place will win 70,000 USDT, second place 48,500 USDT, third place we have 20,000 USDT, fourth place 13,500 USDT, and the fifth place 8,500 USDT. These amounts include a combined value and the cash, including the services as well. Now I'd like to take a moment to introduce our judges. Alessia here from DWF Labs as a business partners of ecosystem. We have Dima, a co-founder and the CEO of Hacken. Zahir, our DMCC Crypto Center manager. Phoebe, business manager in Bybit. Matthias, CEO of CVVC. Kirill, lead blockchain engineer, 1inch. Daniel, incubation lead and Blockchain for Good Alliance. And Guru, the CIO of Mizan Ventures. Before we kick off with the event, we'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you to all our sponsors and partners who made this event possible. I think it's worth repeating them again. Our co-organizer, Bybit Exchange. We have our main sponsor, DWF Labs, Mizan Ventures, Injective, 1inch, CVVC, Blockchain for Good Alliance, and Hacken. We have our media partner, Cointelegraph, and community partners, Key Difference, Super Team UAE, Web3 TV, College DAO, HackQuest, Bewater, Blockchain Society IITD. We encourage you to engage with the presenters, judges, and fellow entities through the event, especially during the breaks, and the after party after the award ceremony. Let's make most out of this opportunity to connect, learn, and celebrate the innovation in the Web3 space. Next, we will have a panel discussion on the theme, Looking into the Future, What's Next? Our panelists will explore the upcoming trends, technologies, and opportunities in the Web3 space. Let's welcome our distinguished moderators and panelists. Belal. Alessia. Matthias. Dima. Kirill. And Helen.
Okay, thank you for joining us. So maybe for the audience, let's just remind everyone that most of the people on stage today are the judges. So if I were you, I'd pay attention to what they look for and what they say and what they pay attention to. Looking into the future, if only we can do that, right? So I want to start with you, Helen. I know you spoke, starting from the last. But what would you say is your company's main objectives in the next 2 years, and how do you see your roles, your organization's role changing as the crypto kind of gains more adoption and evolves further?
I think crypto perspective from now on, actually, you may see a lot of listing. I think the market is very hot. Just now, I should have already mentioned, but now I take the chance. For the 15 founders, if we supported you, you are also more than welcome to list on Bybit. Okay, if you want. Okay, yeah. Okay. So we show the real support to you guys. Yeah, so I think the current market is very hot, and there are a lot of listing, which is what we are all seeing that. And then from the company perspective, what we want to support, actually we want to support to the industry. So the industry, it means crypto industry, but also your industry. For example, if your solution is for SocialFi, PayFi, and then security, like recently we supported Taxon, etc. So all these kind of industries, I think by listing your tokens, at the meantime, we also want to give the support to the industry you are trying to work on. So that will be our direction in the coming year.
That's great. Thank you for the insight. So, Kirill, I would want to ask you, as 1inch, I'm sure you come across lots of projects that are building on your chain. What advice would you give companies and projects entering the web space at the moment?
So, actually, me personally have a long way as a hackathon developer. I participated in hackathons a lot. Won more than 20 hackathons around the globe. And the best way to enter the space, to start building, to know the sphere better is to join the hackathons like this, like Ethereum global hackathons, etc. As a developer, you will get more skills, you will learn more technologies, more DeFi products, more blockchains, and as the business development, you can get a lot of connections and other useful information. Yeah, this is my suggestion, to visit more hackathons.
Good, thank you. Dima, as Hacken, you must have audited a lot of companies and projects, so why don't you tell us, are there any specific technologies or innovations that you see kind of being game changers in the future, in the near future?
Well, yeah, I was preparing for the different question. I was preparing for the question, what's next? And I wanted to say that
sure.
Next, we're definitely going to have big hacks, big mega hacks. And this is scary, but everything in your hands. So I wanted to say that hackers are always a little bit step ahead, but they are lazy most of the times. And they like to target the easiest targets. So if you are investing in your cybersecurity enough resources, time, and even third-party providers, of course, then hackers will probably not pay so much attention to you. So what's next? Yeah, we're going to have a lot of breakthrough in technologies. We're going to have a lot of raw technologies. And raw technologies means bugs, vulnerabilities, and exploits. So we definitely, and we are now in this industry that when we hear like, oh, another protocol get hacked for 200 millions, we're not even surprised. But the main thing is to read it from the news, not to feel it in your pocket. So yeah, the suggestion is to put security as priority, of course.
Amazing. So Matthias, thank you for joining us here from Switzerland. I had the pleasure of attending the amazing CV Summit last month and witnessing the celebration of 10 years of Ethereum in Zug. Zug played an important role in incubating and making this great success happen. What do you think is next from Zug, and what is the next success story?
These days I'm getting a lot of calls from journalists in Switzerland that are asking, is Crypto Valley going to die because of what's happening in the US? So that's mainly the fear of everything being concentrated in the future in the US. So that is the questions that I'm asked the most. I'm actually not at all concerned when it comes to the industry, the space, to the survival of crypto or Web3. That's just the very beginning. And it's also not important whether that's going to be in Switzerland or in Dubai or in the US. I think this, and we've heard it with Ahmed and also you, Helen, said something similar. The power of this technology is so big, you cannot really stop it, right? So we call it internally the power shift technology. And it's really, taking away or shifting the powers how they are in the current world. So, what we expect to happen now is I think we are at an inclination point of the whole industry, or in some areas, topics are being addressed on the infrastructure side, but also on the adoption side. So we're going to see a lot more adoption in different sectors in the future. And I think what's happening now and what's coming in the future is really exciting, and I'm not worried at all.
That's great. Staying with you for a bit, Matthias. So last month we signed an ecosystem partnership, creating basically an ecosystem bridge between DMCC or Dubai and Zook and DMCC and CV Labs. What do you think that will mean for, what interest do you think the Zook ecosystem will find in this kind of partnership and this kind of access?
So our initial thesis...
And vice versa.
Yes, our initial thesis, why we built CVVC, CVVC stands for Crypto Valley Venture Capital. Crypto Valley is a term coined by the Ethereum founders for the Swiss blockchain ecosystem, was based on the fact that Switzerland got to see, I would say, 80–90% of the international projects due to Ethereum and due, of course, the network effects that happened then. And of course, this has grown over time. I mean, there's big hubs all over the world, Dubai probably being the biggest this time. And for us, it's just very important to be there where things are happening, where people are building this next generation of applications and infrastructure. And this is very global, right? So, and linking these ecosystems in an already highly digitized and very mobile, very agile world makes a lot of sense. And at the same time, what we experience is in a very digitized world, it's very important to actually meet with people, to exchange in real situations. That's why we think hubs are so important. And when I'm here in Dubai, I mean, it's so energetic and so many things are happening. But most of my meetings here are physical. I travel from one side of the city to the other. I meet with people, and I think it's very important to understand the energy that's in the room and why this can work and why this is a global movement. And bridging these two areas just makes a lot of sense. I think both ends can profit. A lot of projects that join our acceleration program, when they start to build, they don't even know on what protocol they're going to build. And they haven't really yet looked at what's the right jurisdiction for me. But what's clear is, given the size of this ecosystem here, a lot of these projects, they consider to have a foothold in the UAE as well. And then it comes to hubs like the DMCC Crypto Center that really can play in nicely and can connect all what's needed to accelerate the growth of these companies.
Great. I mean, it also helps that both ecosystems are neutral and not any kind of chain agnostic, and they can work basically on multiple projects with different...
yes, exactly. I think we share the same DNA.
Absolutely,
and that's why it's a great match. And I think that's also what's being then translated to the projects that are involved with both of us.
100%. Great. Alessia, so you also come across lots of projects and companies as part of your job. What excites you the most about what's coming, and any technology that you see will be potentially game-changing in your opinion?
Yes. Hi, everyone. The world changes so fast, especially in crypto. I feel like 1 month, it's almost like a year in the real world. So it's hard to predict what will be the next new technology that will, disrupt in the crypto space. But I feel like for sure the use of AI, as Ahmed was mentioning before, it's really important. And AI can be used pretty much in all spheres, at a trading company like us, and of course in projects in general. I've been seeing a lot of use cases of AI, but let's see who will, use it in a really interesting way and not just an AI agent. But I think AI would be for sure one of the most disruptive ways to develop the crypto space.
Fully agree. Good. So we've got 5 minutes, and we have 15 projects today. And what we would like to ask is that, what advice would you give our contestants today in their pitch? We can have answers from each one of you today. Anyone would like to start, please?
Crypto is a attention game, like it's or not, but it is. And actually, Hacking Story also started from winning the speech competition in 2017. And well, I would like to tell a small joke that we did. So we were pitching, and at some point of time, we were I don't know, it was 30 teams. We were in the late 20 the count, and judges were already tired. And at some point of time, my co-founder, she was like, "Hey, you judges, stop looking at your phones. This is the best moment of your life, and you don't want to miss it. We are pitching, you know." So it was a tension game, and they loved it, and they voted for us. So, and in the reality, you know, the same story applies to the crypto space. Yeah, there is thousands and tens of thousands of tokens. So if you can catch our attention here, of course the product matters the most, but if you can catch our attention here, it means that you will be able to catch the attention in the landscape of crypto.
That's a very good tip.
Something I want to say to all the participants of the hackathon actually is, I think all the builders are respectful. So I think that is something we really want to reward the builders. Not only, you know, we set up BGA and then Modal, a few non-profit initiatives. We know it is not easy, you know, it's a lot of work, but I want to encourage you, stay there and stay long. No matter you win or not win, which is less important, but I know you have your personal passion. You have your goal of starting this project. So I think one-time competition doesn't mean final assessment for you and for your project. So just stay there for long term. Crypto, I think, is too quick. And then if people tend to see quick wins, I think it is not maybe the spirit of a blockchain. In order to change the world, I think we need a lot of people like you. Stay here, stay long. When we invest, we always look at the eyes of the founders. When people are very sincere, even though the current project didn't work, we like to work with you the next one. So please stay there. Thank you.
Great.
Helen, can I copy that claim, stay here, stay long? I love it, it's amazing. Maybe if I can add to that, I think early liquidity in the life cycle of a startup is a big challenge. And it's great to hear that off of a mouth of the leading crypto exchange. So that's really great to hear that. My advice would be enjoy the moment. I've been a founder like you as well in Web 1, Web 2, Web 3. Started up over a dozen companies myself, and I always enjoyed these moments the most, right? And if you look at probably who's here in the room, not just us here, it's probably a very exclusive network that you can tap into. So really tap into these networks, build open networks, don't focus on one player. Be very open and get as many people that can potentially support you around you as possible. I think that's a good start here. And yes, stay long.
Amazing. Who's next?
I'm joining the attraction. The best way to present something is to show a demo and describe the whole flow. Besides that, just be relaxed, be short and concrete, and just smile.
Great. Last but not the least.
Thank you. I think it's important as a founder to be adaptable, especially, in a hackathon, it's really an early stage company and it might need to have some shift in terms of narrative or even on your product building side. So take this advantage that you're here with other builders, as they were mentioning, and of course high-level people here in the industry. Try to see if you can get any feedback afterwards from us or from the audience after, And yeah, as you were mentioning, partnerships, of course, are really important. I understand that when you're early stage, the founder needs to be the CEO, the CTO, the CLO, and the head of BD. But having a sharp mind for business development is so important because you can meet someone and straight away think about ways that you can collaborate with them. So here on stage, you have an exchange, you have leading blockchain ecosystem from Switzerland, you have DMCC, you have us, you have service providers, and then also ecosystems like 1inch. Try to take advantage as much as you can from these moments. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Good luck to all the participants.
Amazing. Well, thank you all for participating. Thank you for all the advices for the projects. All the best to the projects once again, and I'll hand back to Monica.
Maybe we can stay on the stage for a bit. Thank you very much to all our panelists for a very insightful discussion. Now we'd like to invite all the judges and all our partners to come up on the stage. I'll just invite everyone one by one. Bybit we already have here, DWF Labs, CVVC Hack and 1inch, Mizan Ventures, Cointelegraph, Key Difference, and Web3 TV team. We have a small present of appreciation, a silver bullion coin to share with everyone. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Thank you one more time. Please give us a couple of minutes just to prepare the stage for the pitching session. Thank you. Now let's dive into the core of our event, our pitching sessions. Each team will have 5 minutes to present, followed by a 3-minute Q&A with our panel of esteemed judges. We've got a fantastic lineup of finalists today, and on behalf of the entire organization team, we wish them the best of luck. So let's get started. We welcome Amplify to join the stage.
Hello, my name is Ulvia, and I will present today's pitch. All right, we are building Bitcoin abstraction layer, and currently when we look at the market, we can see that most of the users in the crypto industry, they use central exchange, right? Around 600 million users. In decentralized exchange or DeFi is around only just 6 million users. So when we look at in the staking purposes, like layer 1, top 10 is around for 55%, and Ethereum ecosystem is only 30%. Bitcoin for staking is only 0.33%. So why? Especially nowadays, like last 60 days, there are so many Bitcoin value up and there are so many opportunities. But when we come to decentralized finance, we can see that there are so many challenges. Especially you need to have deep knowledge and research. And so, for example, if you invest in Bitcoin and convert it to VBTC or eBTC, LBTC in single chain or different chains, right? Arbitrum or another chains, it's like big story. So, but central exchange like Nexo, it's very simple, and for staking purposes, you can just deposit and earn your yields. So, but on the other hand, there are so many challenges and also risk in central exchange and both decentralized exchange. When differentiating, and especially since 2022, we can see that there are so many bankrupts and hacks happening in central exchange. Even one of the biggest scandal, FTX, right? A lot of money has been disappeared in a blink of an eye. But in DeFi, there is not too much, but also there is some risk and hacks happening here. So as an Amplify AI and abstraction layer, we provide all accessibility. We use like central exchange user experience, and especially use like ease of use of the technology, access to central exchange like Coinbase, Bybit, or Nexo, helping just sign in password to FAI, and you have all chain wallet access, and especially here there is AI system and only single-sided liquidity we have, but you have the different pools, like different chains you have access. It makes them that to secure your assets in different pools. So just more clarification, let's say we deposit 100 Bitcoin and we converted this Bitcoin for VBTC, eBTC, and we put it to different chains, right? eBTC, like Core, BitLayer, or any other BOB chains. And we get we earn in our yields, like 8%, 6%, or 6% more. So here, overall, as an Amplify AI, we provide the platform that accessible not only DeFi user, accessible to CeFi users, that we provide that helps them that to get the same experience in central exchange. And also there's AI systems. There are so many like security system. Let's say that Amplify is closed or something, your account assets has been hacked, and your assets is not only one pool, it is around 10 pools, and one asset hacked, another 9 pools is left. Yes, a little bit about our team. Me, Ulvia, I am a growth manager here, and especially for partnership and for raising fund side, I help. And our founder, Jeff, he's UK-based, and he has done a lot of things in the Web3 industry and marketing side. He's really strong. And also, Wayne is his ex-employee in Bybit and OKX, and he's very proficient at paid media. And also, there is Johnny, and he has worked in community of Zili, and he has deep dive knowledge and experience in community and growth side. We have very strong technology teams, and especially Fuzzy Labs. We use machine learning engineer, 15 different engineers, and they have built for Origins, and so machine learning architecture. They have built 7 different marketplaces and sell to eBay around $50 million. Thank you.
Thank you very much to the Amplify team. Any questions or comments that we have from the judges?
Yes, thank you so much for your presentation. Well done. Can you say something about at what stage you are? How far are you with the development? You are tackling a lot of things at the same time, at least it looks to me like that. What are you starting with, and how does your go-to-market plan look like?
Sure, thank you for your question. That's a really great question. For now, we are beta stage. We are already live in stablecoin, and later, and for the next year, 2025 Q1, and we are planning to open our beta live, and especially beta Bitcoin MVP. Then we go to next stage, Bitcoin EVM, and especially they will be possible to stake in Bitcoin. And besides, we are planning to launch in next year, I mean to Q1 and Q2, our own tokens. And also we are planning to integrate so many chains before launch our token and before we launch our staking. And later stage, we will do upgrade of so many change integration will be. And in the later stage, maybe we will add some RWA project. And that's, they can also opportunity. So final, now we are more first stage, we are focused on to all the users, as I highlighted CX and DeFi, all the users. And later maybe we will do for B2B sites as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions?
Yeah, one more question. The platform is non-custodial, right?
Yes.
And there is a AI mechanics that allows to rebalance your position.
Yes.
Let's say Bitcoin position from wrapped BTC to some Uniswap pools. And how would you achieve or already achieved the thing that with the non-custodial platform, the rebalances happens in real time?
So actually, in our marketing strategy, we want to first stage to educate the user, because for central users and especially that who use the central exchange platform and make it that to understand DeFi it's inside. But inside we use all these abstractions is like a central exchange user experience abstraction. So actually you have access to all of them, right? You have access to central exchange and you have access to wallet, to account, to token, everything. You have pools. So you see all the transparency and it's very transparent. For example, in central exchange, it's not transparent, but in here is very transparent. It makes them that very easy understandable and come and just to deposit and earn. Yeah.
Okay.
It's very simple. Yeah.
And so anyway, user needs to make some actions to rebalance funds by the provided suggestions from AI, because with a decentralized world, you cannot give the right to rebalance funds on behalf of you.
So actually, it's all you can do the same what you do in central exchange, right? Just sign in, password to FA and everything, and just you use this account for in our platform.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, the time is up. Thank you. Thank you once again. Up next, we have the CrowdTransfer. Please join me in welcoming the CrowdTransfer on the stage.
Hi. Do you hear me? Perfect. I'm Roger, and I'm here to present CrowdTransfer today. Are any football fans here today? Perfect. Soccer. You're welcome, but in Europe we always call it soccer, so. So with CrowdTransfer, we bring football back to you. Can you guess how high or how much money the football clubs spend per year on player transfer? It's around 8 billion a year. Can you guess how much money the UEFA pays out to their clubs? It's around 3 billion annually. Can you guess how much the biggest 10 sport team generates in revenue. They generate around 6 billion yearly in revenue. How is that currently structured? Around 75% are privately owned. Another 20% are held by private equity. And 4% are state-backed. And only 1% of the teams are fan-owned. And here comes CrowdTransfer into place. We offer a platform where fans can directly invest into their favorite team. How does that work? On CrowdTransfer, a club operates and comes to the platform and creates a deal where he makes an offering to their fans. For example, Real Madrid could offer their fans double the money back if they win the Champions League. As soon as the deal is published, it's live on our app and the fans can directly invest. As soon as the funding is completed, the money will be transferred to the club. And as soon as the club receives the money, the fans get their rewards, not just monetarily, but also in kind of social perks. So they get signed shirts from players, VIP tickets, meet and greets with their favorite stars. How does that work? In the background, we have a platform, or our own platform, where we directly generate a wallet for the user, which is secured by a PIN. After that, the fan can directly invest either by credit card or by bank transfer, and we seemingly transfer that money to stablecoins. As soon as there is enough balance on the account, the fan can then commit the transaction, and the transaction will then be held on-chain on a Polygon smart contract. How do we generate money? Our platform is quite simple. We have a platform fee from around 2% on every transaction, which is both applied on the pay-in as well as on the payout process. Calculating with around 500 clubs, we'll be able to generate around 125 million in revenues. What did we achieve so far in the last 12 months? Next to a strong media coverage and various smaller rewards that we won, we were able to secure a written confirmation from FIFA that our business model is compliant with their rules and regulations. Additionally, we have a confirmation from the FINMA, which is the Swiss Financial Market Authority, that our product is compliant with their rules and regulations as well. Recently, we also transferred to ice hockey, where we started just a few months ago. Also, just recently, we signed a deal with one of the biggest German media houses in the sport industry, which is Sport1. And they have a 4 million asset deal with us at the moment. But how does it look in terms of tractions? We already have 2 clubs on the platform and around 20 more in the pipeline. Additionally, we have 4 signed contracts with major Swiss ice hockey teams. But what does CrowdTransfer bring to DeFi? We bring the sport world and their fans to the DeFi. Additionally, or what comes with it, we bring a $100 billion industry to the DeFi system. Thank you very much, and I'm open to answer all your questions.
Thank you. We're ready for the questions.
Great project.
Thanks.
Help me understand, how is this different from the traditional crowdfunding platform? Mm-hmm. Is it only the stablecoin part, or what Web3 part? Where does Web3 fall into the project?
The main difference between a traditional crowdfunding platform and what we are offering is at the end the payback. You're not just donating money to your club, you participate in the success. So if the club is successful, you might get double or triple the money back. And that's the main difference between crowdfunding and what we are offering.
And all the payments and settlement is on-chain?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any further questions?
I got a question. Hello. I got a question that we already have a poly market. Mm-hmm. So what's the difference like between the function inside your project and the poly market? Is that just more specified inside the football industry, or you have other interesting schemes designed inside the football?
Yeah, there are quite a few differences because it's not a betting offer. The money that you're investing goes directly to the club, which the club then can use to buy better player, strengthen their team, and then you get a reward. Additionally, you also have social perks that you get benefits from the club in terms of signed shirts of a player, VIP tickets, or meet and greets.
Another question is that about the founding team. Can you share about the CEOs, CXOs, their background information?
Sure. We are 3 co-founders. I myself have a strong background in finance, as I worked at UBS, Credit Suisse, and as well as Schroders in private equity, and led a small business software platform before. And my co-founders as well have both a strong tech background as well as a financial background.
Yeah,
I have a question. Somebody else wants to go?
Sure.
So just want to understand. I need to just let it go. Thank you. So the question is, your go-to-market, what do you see as the main challenge? Is it having a partnership on the club side, or is it how you reach out to the actual consumers? Because in soccer, the funding aspect is very regional in terms of you might support more your team rather than just be on the platform and fund anything or everything, because every club, primarily I'm assuming the smaller clubs would be the ones who would be more interested in coming onto the platform and trying to reach out to their own group of investors. Like, what is your sense of why there is a solid market here, and what would be the challenge of bringing those users on board? Does the club itself put you in front of its own fans in terms of allowing them to give the fans an option to fund further progress? Like, how do you feel, does the value chain, in the value chain, where does the club come in, and how do you get those consumers to come to your app?
So with the clubs, we mainly go over our network. So we have strong connections to football clubs as well as ice hockey clubs in Switzerland and all over Europe. What we are offering to clubs, it differs. For some clubs, the financial aspect is in the forefront of the reasoning to use our platform. Other teams use it more as a fan engagement tool. For example, you have half of the stadium empty and you try to fill it. So it's great for them to engage their fans and bring them back to the stadium and also incentivize them to attend the games.
Thank you. We are over the time.
I was the first.
Yeah, I know you've been holding the thumb. Okay, maybe we can fit out that quick question, and let's try to fit it within the time to be fair to everyone. Thank you. No, we can. Sorry, he was holding the question, so I think we can.
Yeah. So brilliant idea, I love it. But this idea is like basically to revolutionize the industry. Because yes, I saw that the German clubs are your target audience because they are mostly controlled by the fans, but most of the biggest clubs are controlled by, as you said, investors and private equity. And their business model is not to make profits; they are loss-making. Their business model is to buy a club cheap and sell them more expensive. And on top of this, they all have these socios and chilis tokens issued. And so the question is like, okay, let's say you are targeting with the for the smaller ones and German ones, but the question is, what is the future, in your opinion, of the tokens issued by socios, all these fan tokens?
Yeah,
and are they going to help you, or to instead like?
We were already in discussion with the Chilis, which offers the socios system, and the difference there is you just buy voting rights. In our solution, you really are part and participate in the success. And as you said, most of the clubs are in hands, especially in the Premier League, they're mostly billionaires. But we're in talks with them as well, and they're quite interested to engage their fans too, without giving up their equity stake. Because with our solution, they still hold the equity of the team themselves, and can offer it to the fans to participate. Any further questions, or should I close already?
Afraid we are out of time. So I would like to thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
So much. Thank you. And next we have the Helios Connect. Please welcome Helios Connect to the stage.
Hey, hello everybody. Hello back, yeah, no? Okay, yeah, so I'm Kevin Lyden, and I'm here to present Helios Connect. My background is I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I come from the Web2 world, and I started Helios Staking, an infrastructure company that is the Genesis validator for Injective and for Multiverse X. What I did this year was create a From Me to We, and did something that Helios Connect was born from called the Collabathon. I brought 10 people from all over the industry to a villa in Spain for 10 days to try and to create something together and break down the barriers of common competition that we see in the industry. In 10 days, we came up with the MVP of Helios Connect. It was an amazing accomplishment. We did also cut corners with the name. We will eventually do a rebrand, but because we only had 10 days, our most important thing was the tech. And this is our team. If you want to learn more about the Collabathon, please go ahead and do so. This is our dev team. We're a wider team of about 12 people, but these are the 5 people who made Helios Connect possible where it is today. And now I'm going to share with you our motto. Much like what Helen was saying earlier, we solve real problems for real people, and we want to bring adoption to Web3. We find there's a lot of problems out there where there's user fragmentation that need to be fixed. So problems need solutions. So how many people here find sometimes the UX in Web3 is absolutely terrible? Exactly, most hands go up. User fragmentation is a huge problem. We got wallets all over the place. We got KYCs out our backsides. I have to be careful not to swear. It's my Irish in me. And so what I decided was, let's try and build something that can unite identities, and that's what Helios Connect aims to do. So what we've built. So far what we've built is a very simple dashboard, and because Helios Staking is of course a Genesis validator of both Injective and Multiverse X, we've only connected those 2 wallets for today. And what we've done is we allow people to connect, my users, connect both Injective and MVX and push out a unified persona. What we also are able to do is, as you can see, we have a backend API. Then we have a use case of where people can see their staking and a cumulative number of both Injective and MVX. And eventually we're going to provide also an AI agent that can actually just redelegate for them without them having to do these repetitive tasks. We all know time is huge, and one of the biggest things, again, in crypto where the UX lacks is, of course, time. It takes forever to redelegate, takes forever to claim rewards, etc. The ease of use, very simple. You can choose whatever wallet you want. We've highlighted MVX here, but you can also log in through Injective for your first time. Then you just add your Injective wallet, and then you verify it, and then it's part of your persona. We do look to bring in EVM and other chains and push out one identifiable persona that's accessible through our API. We are testing currently a third-party integration already with one of our members, Philippe. He owns a company called CryptoBay and has a nice little dApp in Telegram, and we are now in beta testing the API of a single persona to manage it, because we want to be where users live, and users live in Telegram, users live on Discord, and it's very important to be integrating these identities. Use cases, asset management, obviously a huge one. Big data is my favorite. I think projects can access the data of their user smart contracts across all chains, find out their trends. You can even discover where people are coming or going. KYC is obviously massive. I hate doing KYC 20 times a year. I'd like to only do it once for all my wallets. Cross-chain personas, back-end API also very big. Unlocking cross-chain potential, adoption, integration, save time, and then an AI agent that can do repetitive tasks. Revenue streams, API access, white labeling, project listing, big data, and of course the AI agent. So what's next? Woo! We plan to do a token raise. Not. We actually don't believe in a token raise for this model. We actually think it's the social responsibility of crypto and the blockchain community to come together to provide solutions that can break down the barriers, bring user experience to a new level, and stop having us bang our hands against our heads in frustration of doing the same repetitive tasks over and over again. And in 2015 Q1, we're going to start looking for a traditional equity raise to bring this to where it needs to, and hopefully with some of your support. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Questions and comments from the judges?
Yeah, I have a question. Thank you for sharing. It's an amazing idea. I think in the market, there's a lot of similar projects like the DID project. So my question is it possible to combine different DID projects into one ID account? Because like current situation, we need to use a lot of different traditional ID account. So if we use the decentralized ID account, is it possible to combine them in one account?
Yeah, and this is exactly the plan of Helios Connect, is to bring one centralized identity and work with partners and integrate accounts from all over so that other projects, when they want to access and get to know who their customers are, can access this single persona.
So for example, if now I also establish a DID project, the name is maybe Space ID, and then I can combine your DID project.
Yeah, through our API and eventually, you got to remember the Collaborathon was in September, so we're very, very, very young. But we have all this on our roadmap to be able to work with all teams. Things like Synapse would be another example, Space ID, and have them access our API in order to push out easier and quicker ways to do things. This is one of the biggest problems in crypto, and in order for us to get into adoption, we need tools like this to do so, I think.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Hi, great presentation. I just wanted to know what will be the use of funds for your equity raise next year?
Yeah, so the funds would be used obviously to bring in more chains, also to make sure that I incentivize our current dev team. Currently, Helios Staking and myself has been the venture capitalist, using our commissions to do so. But in order to do this properly, we need some more devs, we need a proper marketing team, we need to do a proper branding workshop. Like I said, Helios Connect, because we did it in 10 days, on the first day we said, just call it Helios Connect, go with it. You know what I mean? There was no thought to it because we wanted to make sure we got the MVP. And then at the end of that Collaborathon, we were lucky enough to apply here and get shortlisted. So this is the first time we've actually ever said talk to anybody in the industry. So thank you. But it's exciting. And yes, our funds are going to go towards building this, getting in front of people, getting more users, adding more chains, and actually integrating it into things and reaching out to companies like Synapse and all these bigger companies for KYC and obviously AI agents as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Congratulations on the project and on the equity raise. Really, really cool thing to do. Currently, you wouldn't be investable for us, given the Helios background and the way you're set up. You said you're going to change that. And have you thought about team incentives or cap table of the people involved that we've just seen already, or is it too early? Can you say anything?
It's so we're actually just at the stage of where we're going to go with this, and actually this hackathon is actually us delivering what we owe it to the Collaborathon and what we built to bring this in front of the wider community. And so right now we're here to talk to everybody, and then yes, Helios and Helios Connect will actually become a separate entity and will be reformed, and investors will then be invited in, and then any of the users will be given equity as well for their time put into it. So we are very much so just starting, and that is where we're at.
No, that's great. I'm just, right from the start, creating a structure that is investable for VCs globally is so important. That's why I'm kind of emphasizing that. But it looks like you already thought about that, and yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Helios Connect team. Please help me welcoming Hive on the stage.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nico. Pleasure to be here. Also meet my co-founder, Salim, who's sitting right over there. Before we get started, let me ask maybe what is going to be a silly question, but who here has a computer at home? Raise your hands. People who don't raise their hands, come talk to me afterwards. We can get you a computer, no problem. But we're building Hive, and Hive is a platform to get rewarded for your unused compute. It is really the foundation of what we call the compute sharing economy. You can get rewarded for various tasks on the platform. It can be AI tasks like stable diffusion, LLMs, which are large language models, or other compute jobs like video encoding and decoding. And you can get paid for them pretty easily through stablecoins. The key change is that we are focusing on usability. So you can get started with Hive in just a few clicks and participate in the compute sharing economy. You can log in with your existing wallet or your socials. You can auto-detect what would be the best settings for you to have optimal earnings. And you can also schedule your worker activity. Let's say you only want to schedule, to have your worker active when you're in the office between 8 and 6. You can do that, and you can start earning passively that way. Once you start your worker, this is sort of the dashboard you'll be directed to, where you can check your earnings, you can track your workers, your recent jobs. On the right-hand side, you can see that there's a bunch of LLM jobs that we got paid for, and you can also invite your friends and get rewarded for that. So this is going to be the video demo. Let's see if it plays. Aha, there we go. So you can log in with any of your social wallets or your crypto wallet. This might be a little bit slow. You can, like I mentioned, auto-detect optimal settings. Or if you're an advanced user, you can choose what you want to compute, whether that's AI or different things. And schedule your worker when you want it to run. In this case, I'm putting in the hours when I would be at the office that my home PC would do work for me. And once all that is done, you can simply press the button and it will start your worker. And it will take you then afterwards to the dashboard where you can track everything. Just a moment. So here on the dashboard, we can see that our worker is now online. I recorded this when I was in Abu Dhabi, sorry, so it doesn't say Dubai. And for the demo, we're running a large language model called Llama 3.1 with 8 billion parameters. We can track our earnings, we can track our recent jobs. There's no jobs currently there because we still have to perform one, which we're going to do in just a minute. There's no UI for this, sorry, so this is the terminal. But we're going to ask the AI model basically what they can tell me about the history of Dubai. It will take a little bit of time to generate, probably like 10 seconds or so, and we should see the job coming up here. And we can see that it's processing. It will turn completed in just a second, and we will be able to see the output of the large language model. I'm not going to read it entirely, though. It will take a few seconds, but it will tell us, quite a long history of Dubai. Now, large language models, as mentioned, aren't the only jobs we can do. We can do other different things: text to image, image to image. Basically, anything you can imagine what you can do with your computer. And here is the response. Dubai, a city located in the United Arab Emirates, has a rich and fascinating history, etc., etc., etc. We can also see that the job has been completed and that we earned 5 cents for it. Hooray. I think this is the end of the video. Oh yeah, this is the end of the video demo. Now, what actually goes on under the hood? Because this is, what you just saw was a dashboard, but there's a whole backend going on here. What we will do in the first phase of Hive is aggregate jobs from various sources. That can be Web3 networks like LivePeer, Render, BitTensor, etc., or Web2 applications that get onboarded through our API. We aggregate those jobs, we convert them into a standard format, send them to the workers that connect to Hive, which can be any of you, and we also do verification of intermediate results before we send them back. Work in progress, though, the verification. But because we have all these workers and we split the work across them, we can also easily verify things. Why is Hive so important? As Ahmed mentioned during the introduction, we don't want a world ruled by Silicon Valley. Instead, we want a global shared collective intelligence. And why should you join Hive? Well, Satoshi's initial philosophy was that you would connect your computer to Bitcoin and start earning Bitcoin. That's how I got started in crypto 10 years ago. I earned like a fraction of a Bitcoin through a mining pool, spent it on a pizza. To date, still the most expensive meal I've had. But it really opened my eyes to the possibility of decentralized compute. And I think it's the way to mass adoption for people to start earning crypto by simply connecting their computer rather than having to buy it and then participate in a network, which feels much more like an investment. And Hive is coming soon, so follow us on Twitter at @JoinHiveApp. Thank you very much. Oh, while we do the questions, I also do have a live demo here. So in any case, if anyone wants to generate a fun picture and see the job come up, I can give my laptop to any one of you. So any takers? No?
We'll start with the questions and see how we...
Yes, I have a question. So what's your business model?
Sorry?
Your business model. How to earn money from this project?
You can simply connect your computer through the application that you saw, and you will start earning and receiving jobs.
No, I mean from your side, from project side.
Oh, okay, sorry. Can I go back? Yes. So in the first phase of Hive, we will charge a small platform fee on the jobs that we get sent from these various crypto networks. And we also run nodes on these networks, which we stake towards these nodes. We receive commissions from people that stake to us. And that way, we already do have about $500,000 of annual recurring revenue for Hive itself. But that's just the first phase.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Sure.
What are the minimum requirements for a worker?
It depends on the job type as well. So for the job that you just saw during the demo, you would probably need a good high-grade GPU. But for other jobs like video encoding or decoding, you could even do it on a computer that doesn't have a GPU. You could do it on a Mac, for example.
So utilization is of GPUs specifically, not CPUs, right?
The primary focus is GPUs because it just accelerates compute so much. And there's, a lot of people with computers at home with GPUs that aren't being used, maybe for 2 hours a day, but for the remainder of the time, they can be used for these AI jobs, yeah, or other jobs.
So right now, it's only supported for Llama 3 or GPT and Stable Diffusion and Midjourney, like all these?
It can support any open source AI model. Like I mentioned, I had a live demo as well, but we couldn't do live demos. So here I generated a picture of a cool cat on the beach, and it also showed up as a job in my dashboard. So if you want to try this, come to me afterwards during the networking event, and I'd be happy to show more than just Llama.
Yeah, thank you for that. And the project is quite interesting. So that's the problem is that the tasks come in and like we generate the cat like you just shown us, right? If I don't satisfy with this cat, I want to change it. How can this model work?
Sorry, I'm not sure if I understood the question.
I mean, there's a task coming, and I give the result, and then maybe one image, and I don't satisfy with this image. I think it's too big, too small, too ugly, too beautiful, like this. And how can I change inside this model? Like you only have the verification of the results that proves you completed the task, but the task is not like not like quite good. How can we solve this?
Well, it's rather subjective whether you like the input or the output rather of a model, and it mainly comes down to how good is your prompt, how well are your parameters tweaked. Like you mentioned, we can verify that you actually performed the job, but the quality of the job is also heavily dependent on the person and the input that he puts into the model.
Okay, so what's the clients of this project?
So basically, we initially aggregate the demand from the existing Web3 networks that have compute, but we would also be much cheaper, like 10x cheaper compared to traditional cloud infrastructure platforms, because it is a decentralized and distributed network of GPUs that already exist and didn't have to be acquired and put in data centers. Basically what OpenAI is doing. That's why ChatGPT costs a lot of money to use, because they had to buy all the GPUs. But we already have these GPUs available across the globe.
Sorry, one move forward. Like, how many GPUs you own?
Sorry?
How many GPUs you owned?
We don't own any GPUs ourselves. These would come all from users. When we started doing this on the LivePeer network 3 years ago, well, me as a hobby project initially, we grew very fast to what was 3 times the size of the LivePeer network at the time. And we had over 200 users with almost 400 GPUs connected, and that was just in a hobby project phase, and we're now scaling this up. So,
yeah, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot for the presentation. Just one quick question. This is going to be, or is already, a very crowded space you are entering. Why are you different? Why are you going to succeed?
Usability. What we've learned from the duration we did this as a hobby experiment on LivePeer is that most people, they're not technical enough to run a node on LivePeer, on the render, on BitTensor. They don't know much about staking or don't want to get involved with that. Again, if you want to participate in these networks, it's first buying the cryptocurrency to then stake it, and it feels much more than an investment rather than, hey, let me just connect my computer to this and start earning money. So the primary differentiator, I'd say, is usability for the average user.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Great presentation. Let's welcome the next project, Kelp Me, on the stage.
Good afternoon to everyone present here. So I'm going to be asking you guys a quick question. By a show of hands, can you guys tell me who's lost access to their account or forgotten the password at any point of time? So most of us have, including me myself, right? So I think it's pretty normal when it comes to Web 2, because it's not that big of a deal, right? We all can click on reset password and get access to our account back. But what about Web 3? This is where we come in, Kelp Me. We're the world's first reactive Web3 account. We're the world's first reactive Web3 account recovery mechanism after accidental key loss, even in the absence of backups. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Josh, and I'm here with my colleague, Amina. I'm proud to represent the American University of Sharjah here today. Alongside, I have my professor, Costas, as well, who is basically the backbone of the project. In the crowd, we also have my colleagues from AUS sitting there. And also Professor George, who's basically the brain of the project, and Hashim Al-Sadiq, who's the project manager. Okay, so going to the feedback, as you guys can already see that we've received such amazing feedback by the whole crypto community already. In the paper that we published in 2021, we've also gotten award. We've also been nominated for the best paper, and the reviewers' confidence was very high. So as you can already see, this was the paper that we published in 2021, and this is an abstract of it. Feel free to scan the QR code as well. So this was worked by us as well as the Facebook team, and we were the first ones to come up with a solution for accidental key loss. Presently, like in 2023, 2024, we've also collaborated with big companies like Visa and also institutions like Miston Labs, Purdue University, IIT, and Super Research as well, which basically gave us the validation of what we're solving right now is one of the most important things to be solved in the crypto world. I'd like to pass on to Amina, my colleague, who will take you through the rest of the slides.
Thank you, Josh. I'll be talking mainly about the issues that Kelp Me addresses. With a physical wallet, with cash, if it's gone forever. As of current, your crypto wallet does the same thing. Your crypto wallet does the same thing, but we're not exactly walking around with millions of dollars of cash around. So if you lose it, it's gone for good. And this is a much larger effect. Now the issue is there are several ways to lose access to your wallet. The real question is, will it ever be possible to recover from this? Let's go through some of the issues that Kelp Me addresses. If your wallet is on a hard drive, it could easily be misplaced or thrown away. If it does, the money goes away with it. Next is the forgot password. We've all used forget password on one platform or another. And the thing is, Exodus and MetaMask, they don't exactly have that option. These types of crypto wallets, we're not given the ability to have that option. So if you lose your password, you lose your mnemonic, you're done for good. Then there's typing in the wrong chain or mistyping an address. Both of these are such simple mistakes, but with that amount of money, are you really willing to risk it for just a typo? Back then, Bitcoin was just an interesting science project. Now, if Satoshi Nakamoto himself, there were emails that surfaced where they spoke about, making losses and losing their hard drives, even if it's backed up. And the last notable example is what happens to crypto if you pass away. It's not exactly like we can take our crypto with us in the grave. So if that's the case, with Kelp Me, we're given the ability to speak, to appoint guardians for our crypto wallets so other people can have access to it. Now to explain the technical aspect, who best would be able to do so other than one of the most notable cryptographers in the space and ex-lead cryptographer of Facebook, who's leading our innovation, Kostas Cryptos.
So very quickly, right? Many people believe this problem is not solvable. How do you do it without a backup? And we found a way. They started at Facebook, by the way. We said, look, there is a way. This technology is called fraud proofs. We're using it for L2s and EVM and other places, but now to recover our keys. And how does it work? You can see it's like a smart contract of 3 elements. Any blockchain in the world that supports account abstraction at the moment, they can have this recovery option. So practically, the first thing that everybody knows when they're losing their key is this. You're the first one to know it. I lost my key. Can we use this? Because we don't have any other information. We lost the key, right? There is nothing else we can do. There is no backup. Nobody can help us. Even if we have a threshold wallet, what if the other people in the threshold wallet collaborate and they steal my key while I'm sleeping, right? So threshold wallets cannot really solve this problem, especially in case of a war or something else happening. So practically, what we did is we say, look, the user at one time, they will commit that they lost their key. This is a transaction on chain. Commitment means it's encrypted. When I see the transaction on chain, I will reveal, look, I lost my key, but you have to wait for a challenge period. If nobody challenges you, you get your account back. If someone had the key, you can imagine what they can do. They can sign a transaction and say, no, 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 I never lost my key. So practically, you have for the first time a mode. Obviously, you have this delay period and a challenge period where you can save the user from losing their keys. And then we can see all of the new applications we found. 2FA, do you know what can happen now? For the first time, we have decentralized 2FA. People can say, oh, my key is my mnemonic and some other company, but as a guardian, I'm using my key. If the 2FA factor doesn't work for me, I say, look, let's rotate the 2FA factor. I'm using now Duo. I'm using Google Recovery. I'm using something else. So practically, for the first time, we have not only recovery after key loss, we have the first decentralized 2FA model. And that's all. This is literally a very huge organization of many people here. AUS is the team behind it. And backed by the SUI Foundation and GAF Studio as well here in the region. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Time for the questions and comments from judges.
What is the timeline for challenge? How many time do I need to wait for in order to be challenged or not?
Great question. So every wallet is picking their own time. So if there is no guardian, so let's say everybody can claim my address, this can be set in 2 months. So what we're working now, it's a notification engine on top of the wallets. I used to lead the Facebook team, right, for 3 years for the Libra project. It never launched, but we had so much UX experience to know exactly what are the timings we can use for these notifications. Web3 wallets don't have notifications. Now it's a mistake. But if you have a guardian, the guardians could be Bybit, can be Coinbase, can be KYC entities. Then you can make this period very small. It can even be a few days. You still need a notification, but now you're KYC'd with the notification and the guardians. The main advantage, I personally spoke to some German custodians literally a month ago in one of the biggest conferences in Munich, is custodians can find for the first time an open door to go to the US and get a license because they're not custodians anymore. They're guardians. They can help you recover, but they never hold your key. And now you can imagine how many wallets, even like Bybit, can now help people to recover their keys, have something in between, like self-custody and like custodian as well. So it's defined by the smart contract and the wallet provider.
Thank you.
But if you don't have a messaging functionality in a wallet, you can't do it.
You need the functionality on the wallet.
So there's millions of wallets out there that
exactly.
Don't
That's
that.
what we're building, right? I'm also leading for example, the Sui team. Sui is one of the top blockchains at the moment, and we are having customers like Phantom and other wallets. We're trying to work with them to have a notification, independently of Kelp. Forget Kelp. Without a notification, we cannot go with the regular Web3 for the 99% of population. This is students. Most of them, they believed when they opened the wallet, there is 100% they forgot password somewhere, I don't see it. Nobody knows this. Only the people here in the room knows about that stuff. And unfortunately, it's missed. So we need this independently of Kelp, in my opinion.
Okay. And Libra died when, in 2020, 21?
Yes, when I left. Died in 2022.
Why did it take you so long?
To do what? To die?
It's 4 years later.
It's 2 years later. At Facebook, I created the first protocol, and it wasn't practical back then. I personally worked with many European regulators. I'm personally an auditor in the past. I know some of the people here in person because I found many bugs on EVM. Then we had to create a new language that can support account abstraction. Account abstraction was not possible on Ethereum. On Ethereum now, you cannot rotate your key and still maintain your address. Imagine you're a shop. You need to rotate your address for some reasons. There is no way you can inform all your citizens at the moment. Game over. People will keep sending on the old address and you will lose all of the money. So we waited for the technology to come to be able to have programmable authentication. After this became a reality, after Vitalik's messages and our work as people who are creating the standards, now it's the time to make it.
Great answer, thank you.
Thank you.
Costas, one more question.
Of course.
Timo, go ahead.
Yeah.
With the auditor here.
No, so the product is is built on the protocol level, isn't it? So
for a reason.
No, understandable. So first question is how are you going to expand to other protocols? And second is, what is the monetization of the...
You all know the Gnosis protocol, right? The multi-sig wallets and all of this stuff. This is an alternative to this. There is already almost 1 billion evaluation of these protocols, and we are going to create SDKs. We want all of the wallets to be our friends. Your question at the very beginning said, oh, why it's not a proprietary technology? We wanted it as a protocol. If it's not a protocol, we go back to the previous question. Now, how do you inform the other wallets to do this stuff? It has to be a protocol, and now we're going to create SDKs with all of the wallets. These are our customers, practically. You can go there and you can say, look, for the first time fandom, you can have a recovery mechanism. Now, Ethereum has account abstraction, so is natively with account abstraction. Aptos, all of the rest have account abstraction. This is your time. Now you can do it.
Thank you.
A quick question from my side.
Yes, please.
Multi-signature wallets.
Yes.
Isn't it easier to use multi-sig wallets than Kelp Me?
It is compatible. You can have a multi-sig wallet, and then you can have a guardian to rotate your multi-sig guardians of you. So imagine we're having a 2 out of 3 here, and then for some reason I don't like you, I need to move, I need to do something, I have to change my address now, or it's very complex, I'm linked and stuck to a particular wallet. With this, I'm just saying, look, I'm the owner of this wallet, I want to rotate my committee, here it is, all of the new protocols. And we need auditors, by the way. For all of these things to go in production, we already have a Sui implementation at the moment. We need to make it compatible with Ethereum, Solana, Aptos, all of the big networks at the moment.
Clear. Thank you so much.
We're done.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you
as well.
so much.
Good luck to everybody, by the way.
Great presentation. Thank you so much, team. Up next, we have Maverick Network. Please help me welcome Maverick to the stage.
All right, I'm going to start off with a question. I think it's a little bit of a popular way to do things. How many of you guys own hotels or Bitcoin miners? No one. Anybody own real estate or property of any kind? Investments? Okay, hands are starting to go up. Digital assets? Definitely some of you are lying. So, Maverick is here essentially to tokenize the world. Everybody keeps asking, when are we going to get mainstream adoption, yet no one's building products that are actually built for mainstream users? And what we're doing is addressing the problems with merging the Web3 world, not even into Web2. Real-world assets is not Web2. Real-world assets is asset managers and real estate guys who have problems getting onto Google Meets, and trust me, at a billionaire, take 15 minutes to get on. So it's not Web2. There's several problems with the economy in general today, and I like to call it a millennial issue because our grandparents bought homes for 17 raspberries and are upset with us for not owning our own home at 30. So one is that assets are unaffordable. They've completely gone up in price. You could blame it on inflation, you can blame it on BlackRock. Buying everything doesn't matter. The second is a lack of access. Regulations have gate-kept most investments out of people's hands by regulatory means, not because of affordability. And then third, nascent digital markets. Everything here that we have with DeFi and RWAs, essentially the way it worked is ETH money rolled into NFTs, NFT money rolled into memes, and the more we circle around in the bull runs of crypto, the stupider and stupider the products get, unfortunately. And that's why, with Ernst & Young projecting the RWA field to be 28.7 trillion in global tokenized assets by 2030, Maverick is here to tokenize the world, essentially. And what I like to say is that Maverick is the future of opportunity. So Maverick is a layer 1 blockchain. It's built as a digital commonwealth. Most people like to think of blockchains as transaction layers, and that's why you have 155 layer 2s that are either deployed today or in the process of deployment. It only took God 118 elements to actually build the world, but we need 155 L2s for transactions, so it's kind of a funny twist there. But for Maverick's digital commonwealth, as I like to call it, layer 1s are parallels to nation states. So it's not enough to just be able to transact executions or have on-chain governance, but you also need an on-chain treasury. And so with Maverick, we've built an on-chain protocol treasury that's accountable to validators and stakeholders in the ecosystem. We've got liquidity mining to incentivize early stage adoption, in addition to the Nexus, which is sort of like a dApp store and ecosystem explorer, a pro wallet, secondary markets for RWAs, and lending. Everything we built is non-custodial and everything is decentralized. To jumpstart the ecosystem, the Maverick Foundation is building a RWA fund whose remit is to acquire and tokenize yield-bearing assets, which are the low-hanging fruit of tokenization. That fund, in a strategic long and short-term manner, will be funneling those assets into a non-custodial secondary marketplace called Equities, where there is we built a new RWA token standard for tokenized assets as economic participation units. They are security tokens, but not equity, so you don't have to deal with reconciliation of shareholders. And everything that is on Equities will be available to be borrowed against on Maven Finance, a DeFi protocol. So you've got complete non-custodial trading through RWA-compliant AMMs and order book dexes, in addition to lending and borrowing, where the RWA field today either lacks they either build in silos where they're incompatible with one another, or they lack secondary markets or lending. We've got a bunch of deal flow, about $377 million worth of deal flow to tokenize on the chain through various partnerships with JL Properties in Alaska, Versprop out of London, RIEA and the Brisbane Growth Fund out of Sydney. We've got dApps as well, like Maven, Oddity for prediction markets, TokenVest based out of here in Dubai, who helped Varo write their compliance rules, and Ixion EDF, which is the world's largest energy producer with 56 nuclear reactors, is running a validator node for us. We've got a team with a lot of background in crypto, but I got 45 seconds, so you can view this later on all our LinkedIns. We're backed by some of the best in the business, including Dubai's very own GAF Capital, Draper Goren Holm, Big Brain Ventures, Blockchain Alpha, Collective Ventures, Metavast. It goes on, but in addition to family offices, and that's where we're really getting most of our traction is in the family office and traditional asset manager world. Everything's powered by the Maverick token. The transaction on equities settle in USDT. A router will let you use anything that's on the chain. However, the token's got multiple use cases, including using it for transaction fees, of course, as a layer 1 utility token, delegation and co-staking to validators, node operations, governance votes for the protocol, in addition to governing the protocol treasury. Validators elect the council directly on chain, in addition to liquidity mining the validators choose on a monthly basis who to incentivize. Current achievements, we've raised a nice size seed round, 4.3 million. The next slide will kind of give away what I want to say right now, but we've got our testnet, which is now live. We have a demo that should work, I hope. I'm supposed to press it twice, but there we go. And the testnet's actually, there'll be a QR code after this. You can actually go get the Maverick wallet, which is in the Chrome store, go get some testnet USDT. Go buy a part of the Mars One hotel, which is a fun little hotel token on Mars. It's all on our RWA standard. You sign the documentation. The front end, the company running the front end of equities will be a broker-dealer, but the protocol itself is a smart contract. It allows users to stake their RWA tokens, including liquidity, to enable low-end liquidity, and then you can go to Maven, deposit it as collateral into a vault, and then borrow against it. So the lending currently works as a home equity line of credit, as a HELOC, but future on-chain mortgages will work actually quite in accordance with Islamic finance. And then, of course, you can also sell. So the AMM allows for low-end liquidity between buying and selling purchases. There's an on-chain order book DEX and OTC for larger scale sales as well. Oh, there's supposed to be a QR code if I can go backwards. Yeah. I forgot to mention we have a Tier 1, ex-Tier 1 CEO coming on board to our foundation. So Helen, if you are looking for a new job, part-time, join us a bit. Questions?
So let's say we have already Realty, they exist on Gnosis chain, and I would like to know what the benefit of the own blockchain for the real assets tokenization.
There's a bunch of benefits. I think a rising tide raises all ships. However, with Realty, there's several issues, including a lack of a secondary market. They sold $150 million worth of assets, but buy back $2,000 worth of tokens a week. There's no lending with Realty. There is an AMM that they've produced. However, it doesn't. There's no liquidity, but there's no secondary market is the biggest problem. The important part of having your own chain is that most post-ETH blockchains have operated like oligarchies. I've written an article about it. You guys can read it from our Twitter. Essentially, what ended up happening is you end up having all these blockchains raise egregious amounts of money, and instead of delivering value to users, they've extracted value from users. And so we're taking a different go-to-market approach that actually incentivizes. It uses the UAE's economic approach of, building the infrastructure and then building a thriving middle class of users who gain value from using your network. So it's call it a full suite. Think of us as like the Apple of RWAs. Everything is interconnected and works together. It's all open source, so anybody can come and fork our secondary markets or lending and then build further on from there.
So this market similar to DYDX, like the separated from the main layers?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
So as a chain, are you EVM compatible?
No, and that's actually been the happiest thing that every real estate investor and owner has been with us, because every time we talk to them and say, okay, so what about all the hacks that we see online? And EVM is, while people here like to think that EVM is nice, it's actually really, I would call it, vulnerable to hacks and problems. Obviously, when you have Dima's help, it helps the case, but unfortunately there are better languages to build on, and we're actually based on a Michelson virtual machine. It's a military and aerospace grade code, similar to what banks use to secure their networks.
Okay, and when you talk about RWAs, liquidity is very important, right? So having that element of EVM compatibility may add a lot of liquidity, right? So in your case, you're not EVM compatible. How do you plan to attract liquidity to the chain?
Well, two ways. One, we will have an enshrined layer 2 that speaks natively to the layer 1. So that's on the tech layer, which I wanted to speak more about product. So there will be an EVM layer at some point, and the whole ecosystem will migrate to an enshrined layer 2, leaving the layer 1 as, staying for data availability with the transaction execution on the layer 2. Now, secondly, it's not about in order to be EVM, it's not that. It's about being attached to Ethereum itself. Because if you're EVM but not connected to Ethereum, you don't get that liquidity. You need a bridge. So either integrating with layer 0. We have a bridge in the works, and that's how you draw liquidity, including incentivizing users with the liquidity mining.
Got it. Thank you.
One quick question, sorry. You did a round, right?
Correct.
At what cap did that go?
40 to 60 million.
Okay.
Different stages.
Thank you, Maverick team. Please help me welcome the open source economy to the stage.
Hello, everyone. So what if I told you that there is a $4 trillion asset that has been hiding in plain sight? One that is powering 90% of the company worldwide, and yet barely untouched by the market. So today, I'm not here to talk about another product or service or platform, no. Today, I'm going to show you how Web3 can reshape an entire industry, the software industry. We are creating an entirely new economy that will transform how software is created, built, owned, and monetized. So, first, let's have a look at the current open source Web2 landscape. So the market is growing 13% per year, heading towards 44 billion by 2027. And this growth, well, that's just the beginning, because open source is literally everywhere, with 76% of the code being open source and more than 50 million developers worldwide. So, you think maybe that 44 billion is huge, right? But actually, that's just the tip of the iceberg, because open source software represents a $4 trillion asset and barely touched by the market. And so that's the opportunity that we're targeting at open source economy. And while our competitors are focusing on monetizing open source, which leads to the 44 billion market, well, we're thinking bigger. We want to transform the $2.4 trillion proprietary software by making open source the most attractive business option. And think about it. Well, there is 50 million developers that are already creating values, but there is no way to capture it. So now it's the Airbnb moment of open source. Why? Because if you think about it, well, Uber or Airbnb, they was creating new values and in cars and home that almost nobody was using with Web 2. And us, we want to do the same with Web 3. We want to create new value in open source with Web 3. So to understand how we're going to do that, let's first have a look at the current model to run an open source project. So first of all, we have the freedom software. So here it's full of values, good attention, almost like a political movement, is decentralized, community-led, but there is absolutely no business model associated to it. Then the second model is a corporation-based model, completely centralized, but with a 44 billion market. And trust me when I tell you that there is a lot of fights in the open source community for these two models and create a lot of inefficiencies. And here's the good news, right? It's like with Web3, well, we can not only have the best of both worlds and align all the stakeholders of the industry, but we can finally unlock the full potential of open source software. So, well, our platform, we are transforming open source projects into decentralized companies through 3 stages. So first, monetization. with a dedicated marketplace with ready-to-go business model. Second, virtualization with decentralized company, with decentralized governance, and ready-to-go and real-world services. And third, financialization. What about our business model? Where our business model extend with our three-stage plans. So first, with 25% fees on every project income. Then we continue growing with the virtualization with specific fees and subscription. And then we explode with financial services. And all that boosted by 2 byproducts. Now, about our tokenomics. Well, the OSE token is just like the center of our ecosystem. First, we convert all our benefits into the OSE token, of which 20% is burnt. Second, the growth synergy. So here that means that when a project is successful and growing, it is creating buying pressure and lockup for our OSE token. And that trust me, it's very, very powerful tokenomics. And then, of course, some utilities to even more create for some demand for our OSE token. Now, our competition, I will be quick because it's all very fragmented solutions with Web2 peer-to-peer platform, community frameworks, various Web3 initiatives, but we're the first one that really create a whole ecosystem that aligned all stakeholders. About our traction, so we have our first client, first revenue. We have a POC, which is in private yet for our community. We have very strong project, open source project in the pipeline across multiple continents, China, US, and Europe. And finally, we're starting to our pre-seed round with 1 million. About the team, there is myself, Serge, and our 2 mentors. And we are bringing together 75 years of experience in Web3, open source, and scaling successful startups. And this time, we're not building a new startup, no. We are building the future of open source development and building the software, So I invite you to join us on that. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I have a question. Thank you for sharing. I think it's very valuable for developers. So actually now we are organizing a developer community. The name is Modal. So I'm very curious about your platform. As a developer myself, how can I use your platform to get paid? What's the user journey for me?
Yeah, so basically, you need to choose between various business models that are available on our platforms. So you can have a double licensing, you can have a bug bounty, there is a lot that you can choose with. And then basically after we have some tooling that will do the marketing and the ping for just applying this business model. And so the key here is really we are not creating something new. We are just taking the best of both worlds. So here on the business model, that would be on the corporation model of open source. So we're just applying what they already do, but just in a decentralized way.
Okay, it's similar to, for example, if I'm a developer, I use your platform, now you can help me to do the promotion, and then I get likes or the bounty from others.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, it's not only that, huh? It's if you choose to have bounty hunters, yeah. But for example, we are helping now an open source project from China, and they have a double licensing model, so for example. And so for them, it's very straightforward. It's if you make money with their product, you need to pay. And so after the payment is through crypto, and and after we have DAOs, etc., to decide where the money is coming in.
Okay. Do you have any other business models for the developers? Because the bounty is the simplest way.
Yeah.
But, yes.
Yeah, so the bounty system is the first one that we are implementing because it's the easiest one. But so after, there is double licensing, core model. There is a lot. For example, there is also services. So you just need to define the one that applies to you and to your project.
Thank you, Lorian. Good to see you again. If besides money, what thing do you need the most at the stage you are at right now?
a developer. So that's why I need money, because for now I'm developing the platform, and so I cannot concentrate on the business, which is, there is a lot of opportunity, but I need to develop the platform, right? And so that's why I was coming here to hope to have some money to hire developers so that I can concentrating only on the business side and not the development.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That was a great presentation. We had 7 great projects. Thank you, everyone. I'll take this opportunity to invite you for a late lunch break. So we'll have a 30 minutes break in the common area. And please use this opportunity to connect with others, network, and I'll see you back in 30 minutes.